panel, and we'll have a lot of time for questions. So I think Cliff is going to go into the audience, and if you guys could sort of line up over here, and I'm going to introduce the panelists for Q&A. Hey guys.
Hello, I'm Guude. GuudeBoulderfist on YouTube.
I am Antvenom on YouTube.
What's up, guys? I'm Munchgamer, youtube.com/Munchgamer.
My name is Marcelo, and I want to know what is a fair price, like screen recorder for the PC and consoles.
I use Fraps. It's I think $30 for Fraps.
30 or 40. I personally use a program called DX Story. It's a lot like Fraps, except there's a lot more advanced options, and it was $44.
I would highly recommend DX Story for PC. It gives you a lot more options, except if you're using Adobe Premiere to edit your videos, you will not be able to use DX Story and you'll be stuck with Fraps. For console, you pretty much have to get an expensive capture card, like if you're a more advanced user, a Blackmagic Intensity Pro, or I think most people would recommend a Hauppauge HD PVR, because your PC can't actually record your console gameplay without a special piece of equipment.
Hello, I'm Mike. My question is, well, I have two questions. First, I have a PS3, and I was wondering, like, how can you record on that? Because I've never tried that. If there's any kind of thing I have to buy, or a computer program or something like that.
So that goes back to what I was talking about with the HD PVR. If you Google, it's Hauppauge, H-A-P-P-A-U-G-E, I think, or just HD PVR. It's a video recording device that plugs into your computer and to your console. So you use that, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, cool. And
Something else to note about that too is that the capture software comes with it.
and the other thing is, if I do a Let's Play of Skyrim or Fallout or something, do I need special permission from the company, or can I just put it up?
For a lot of games, you do need permission, just so you're not violating any copyrights and stuff like that. With Minecraft, for instance, they say that it's completely allowed, but I'm not sure exactly how YouTube feels about fair use since you're adding your own. Want to talk about that?
Yeah. So if you just Google, or look in the YouTube Help Center of video game content and software, there's a Help Center article I wrote on the monetization of video game content. So our stance is, if you have express permission from a video game publisher, meaning you have their confirmation in writing that you can use their game content alongside advertising to make money from, that's awesome. There are also, if the game has an open license, just provide us with the terms of service, and whether when you're applying for a partnership or when you're enabling a video for monetization. If you don't have express permission, or if it's not in the license, your use of video game content can be considered fair use if it's educational or instructional. If you're doing something to transform the content, people who just play video game content and don't provide any educational or instructional content, those kind of videos can't be monetized. Ultimately, we really can't provide you with specific legal advice, so what we recommend is go to our Help Center. We have some helpful links on fair use and copyright. If you also know a copyright lawyer, or you have a legal professor familiar with copyright, that's something we recommend too.
All right, thanks.
Yep.
So one thing too is that if you are looking to get partnered and you go through a channel like Machinima or IGN or Youch, those companies will protect you and let you know which games are okay to post, when they're okay to post. And with Rockstar games, you have to skip the, like LA Noire, if you wanted to post that, you had to skip cutscenes and stuff like that. So if you get partnered through a program like IGN or Youch or Machinima or TGN or any of the other ones, they will help you out with that.
And something too, I would recommend checking the terms of service. A lot of times, game companies, at least these days, with Big Boom and YouTube, they'll give you a lot of specifics there as well.
Hi, my name is Dennis. I actually run a series of Minecraft videos. I'm trying to get partnered with YouTube. I have received an invitation recently, but some time ago I had applied without being invited, and on the form, of course I didn't know any better, I put my channel name for the domain. Didn't work, it was fine, but later on when YouTube invited me, I tried this again, but now I found out that my AdSense account was disabled for domain ownership. Now I'm aware that there's a form on YouTube that I can fill out for when this happens, but I've been filling out this form for probably close to a year now, and I've heard nothing back from anybody. I was just wondering if there's any kind of advice you could offer on that kind of conundrum.
So when users are invited for monetization or accepted into the partner program, it's really a three-step process. You read the tutorial on what's okay to monetize and what's not. Then we have the AdSense linking step. You can either link to an existing approved AdSense account, or you can create a new AdSense account inline, which is what you're supposed to do. And when you create an AdSense account inline, we send it to AdSense and let them know that they are being partnered through YouTube, and so they're good to go. And then you accept the agreement, and then you're set to go. So sometimes people think that they have to apply through AdSense through google.com/AdSense, and so you're asked for a website. So AdSense asks you for your own personal website. A lot of people use the YouTube domain, and then AdSense sort of freaks out and says, "You are not YouTube," and declines you. If you have another, you don't have another AdSense account.
No, I just use it for my primary email address.
We have a help center article with a contact form for people who are experiencing AdSense linking problems. If you'd like, you can come and see me after the talk, and I can help you out with that.
Sorry, I'd appreciate that. Thank you.
Yep.
You're right, I'm Martin. Just a very quick question when it comes to YouTube shows. I have the feature enabled at the minute, but I'm not using it yet because I don't know what the criteria is between a playlist and a show. I noticed with the Yogscast, it's literally Minecraft. Anything that they do that's Minecraft related, they put in there. Or what's the difference? Like say a Let's Play, for example. Is that worthy of a show, or should that stay to a playlist?
If your Let's Play has sort of a running theme and running guests, like if you're collaborating with people and there are regularly appearing collaborators and there's a running theme and it can be organized into a season with episodes, that's something that could be considered a show. So if you look in the YouTube Help Center for YouTube shows, it lives under one of the partner articles. There's a whole set of criteria that I wrote out recently and posted that just because it's a feature that's getting very popular amongst partners. And just to sort of confirm, so we're only launched with shows in the US, the UK, France, and we'd like to open up in other countries pretty soon.
Brilliant, thank you.
Yep, no problem.
Well, I am Guude, and I wasn't here first a bit, but how do I try out or get to be a YouTube partner, or try?
Sorry for taking over. So we had 2 other panels on sort of YouTube 101, but I can quickly run through partner eligibility. There are different programs we have for monetization, the most popular one being the YouTube Partner Program, which you can apply for at youtube.com/partners. And really, there's no magic number of subscribers, there's no magic number of views or anything. If you can appeal to a broad audience, or whether we see you can appeal to a broad audience, that's really what we look for. We're not going to wait for you to get 10 million views and 10,000 subscribers. If we see that, maybe your views are kind of low and your subscribers are kind of low, but we see that potential in you, we can accept you to the partner program. It's also important that you have an account in good standing. If you have copyright strikes or term of service strikes, you'll have to clear those up first. And lastly, you have to have commercial rights to your content, audio and visual. And by commercial rights, I mean you have the right to make money off the content that you're uploading to YouTube. Whether that's because you created it, whether it's a third-party content that you've been licensed or you have permission from somebody you can confirm. Those are other things that we look for through the YouTube Partner Program. And maybe some of you guys can speak about Machinima program.
Well, for me, with Machinima, basically what it was is once I got to a certain level of notoriety with subscribers and views and things like that, I got in contact with Machinima, and there are certain channels. Twitter is a really good way to get in contact with people like that because it's so short form that they're very likely to see it and reply to you. So yeah, you just basically approach it. Once you feel comfortable doing what you're doing, you can reach out to programs like Machinima or IGN or Yoush, and if they feel that you are going to make a good partner or director, that's, I think, like Mike was saying, there's no magic number, it's just seeing that kind of potential in you, so.
I think another thing tagging along with that is if you're posting content really consistently, like you're not only posting content, maybe like you have one video go up a week, then you wait another month or something, and you have a ton of videos go up. Like if you keep a regular, consistent, content, like the amount you release it, then you're gonna find that also helps really well.
Yeah, people ask me a lot about the partner, like how many subs you need and stuff. I know whenever I became a YouTube partner, I only had 1,000 subs, so I don't think you have to have these millions of subs, kind of like Mike said, and then as they said, joining Machinima or IGN, that's another way to be a partner without having to be a YouTube partner, so to speak.
Hi, I'm Joseph. I make some videos on YouTube. Sometimes I put some songs in it, like whether it's gameplay or not. And when I do that, in the description, they add a thing for the songs, and other times it gets removed. How come, what decides how they do that?
Well, YouTube has a thing where its robot looks for the content ID matches for stuff like that. So if you're going to put music or something, you really should have permission from the creator of the music. And whenever you're putting like a popular song, like Justin Bieber, right. I mean, I put Justin Bieber in everything I upload, honestly. Now we're singing it. This went wrong. No, the unlike you're talking about in the corner, it'll say the artist because the robot has matched that song, and it's making sure that they're getting credit. And if it gets removed, I believe, don't y'all contact the actual owner of the stuff, and they can choose to remove it, right?
Yeah. So with Content ID, basically when you upload a video on YouTube, we run it against reference files from our exclusive copyright owners like Sony and other big companies. If you feel that the content has been misidentified, or if you feel that you do own all the necessary rights because it's fair use, you'll get an email and you'll get a notice in your account. You can go to your Content ID tab and you can dispute that. You have to go through a few pages to get to the dispute, just because we want to make sure you understand why there's been a match and how you can dispute it. So that's one of the things that I recommend.
Would that be the same thing if you put credit, if you give credit in the description yourself or in the credits at the end?
Could you speak a little
You
bit?
give credit in the description in the video itself, like quoting the song.
No, so when we run Content ID, we run it on the reference file that the copyright owner gives us, whether it's audio or visual. It doesn't matter what you put in your description, we're going to run the check because that's what the copyright owner has asked us to do. And then if you're able to dispute it, it'll go away.
Also, if a video is a parody of something, would you still be able to become a partner?
So parody is something that can fall under fair use. Parody is difficult. You can't just post a video and say it's a parody and expect it to be okay. We judge everything on an individual case-by-case basis. And again, like I mentioned before, we can provide you with specific legal advice on what constitutes as a parody. And we recommend you visit our Copyright Tip Center or speak with a copyright lawyer or somebody familiar with copyright.
Yeah, as far as music go too, the reason why sometimes you get it removed and sometimes you get the little subtext that presents what music it is. Sometimes different the owners of the songs themselves will dignify as to whether or not they want the content to be removed. I know there are certain record labels that will, lean more towards making sure the videos get removed. Others will place ads in the videos themselves, so they have their different reasons for doing that. But that's why sometimes they get removed and sometimes they don't.
Also, if you want to use music on a video, but you don't really care if it's the most popular song in the world, like Justin Bieber, you can, or Rebecca Black. Oh God, don't get me started. But you can just do a Google search for Creative Commons music. You can find a lot of Creative Commons licensed music that is available for commercial use. If you go to machinimasound.com, danosongs.com, Incompetech, Newgrounds. There's lots of sites out there with Creative Commons licensed commercial use music that you can use in videos that you monetize. For example, I have a Minecraft series that has an intro with a song from Machinima Sound that I use every week and totally fine. So.
I think the only thing that I'll add to this is if you're currently not a partner yet, then I would recommend probably not adding any kind of copyrighted songs into your content, because that will actually weigh heavily on your entrance into the YouTube partner program. So if you're not a partner yet, just, I would refrain from using any copyrighted material, because that might hold up your partnership status.
Hello, I'm Chad Dunbar. I have a question about monetization. In-stream ads, when is the most appropriate time to use them, or should I always be using them since I have the option to do that instead of just regular banner ads?
Myself personally, I would recommend using the in-stream ads. I believe with the banners, you're not. If your goal is to make money, you're not always making money from just the banners. People are really clicking on them. But the in-stream ads, that's a commercial. So, and if it's a really long one, then YouTube only gives the option for them to skip it anyways. So I don't think you're putting people out by doing that. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, I pretty much agree on that.
Okay.
Me 3.
Just to be.
Plus, as far as but it's once again specifically for that reason. Once they're done viewing the video, once people are done viewing the video, they may end up going to another one. If you're using good linking at the end of the video, you might be linking off to other videos, and they may never even see it.
Yeah, I don't put post-roll ads on, but that's mostly because I haven't really thought about it. Also, if you look at the insight, like the audience attention. Most of my videos, at least near the end, there's always a drop in the audience attention, so I'm assuming that's people clicking away from the video, so I just figured it wasn't really worth it for the post-rolls.
Yeah, just to get a little more into in-stream ads, thank you for asking. So there are really two kind of in-stream ads. There's standard in-stream ads, it's like the 30-second commercial, you can't skip it, and then there are other kinds of in-stream ads called TrueView in-stream ads. So you'll see that in your advertising options. And what TrueView in-stream ads are basically the skippable ones. After 5 seconds, the viewer is given a chance to skip the ad. If the viewer skips the ad, the advertiser doesn't pay you or Google. If the user decides to watch the ad, they're going to pay you a lot more money for a user who was forced to watch a standard in-stream ad. So what we really recommend is to experiment. Make one of your videos next week enabled for standard in-stream ads and see how your views do, see how your revenue does. And following week, try a new video out and enable TrueView in-stream ads and see whether your revenue is increasing and whether your viewership is much more than the previous week. What works for one partner isn't going to work for another, so we highly encourage that you really experiment. And remember, the holiday season's coming up. Advertisers have a lot of inventory, and gaming videos are very popular targets. People like to advertise against gaming content. So I highly encourage you to experiment with different ad formats during this holiday season while advertisers are throwing a lot of money out there.
I have one follow-up question since we kind of went into this big discussion here. When you enabled the forced ads or anything, do you notice a subscriber decline with running these ads, just in response of having advertisement?
I haven't noticed any drop, so no.
No, not at all. I mean, ever since I became a YouTube partner too, I've been using the same exact settings from the beginning. So I mean, I think the audience that I currently have is kind of used to what I end up using. So it's something that is really an afterthought, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, people don't really care whether you have ads on your videos or not. And if you do have ads on your videos, if your subscriber base, is really interested in your content, they're not going to care about watching an ad. They're going to want to support you.
Thank you for your time.
Hello, my name's Jack, and my question is, how do you grab your viewers' attention in the first 15 seconds of your video?
Justin Bieber.
Well, how do you follow up to that one? But getting to the point straight away and not rambling about topics that maybe might not be about what your video is focused on, like if you're maybe starting a redstone tutorial or something, like if you're trying to get straight to the point, that's what I would do right away. Maybe if you have an intro, get your intro out of the way, and then get right into the topic and all the information that your viewers have gone to your video for.
Yeah, I would say getting to the point straight away, using an example of Minecraft videos in my Let's Play videos, I try to lay out what my plan is, what I'm trying to accomplish in the episode, so that if somebody's interested in seeing that particular goal accomplished, they can watch the episode or skip through or skip to the end if they want to just see the end or whatever it is that they want to see. Another way, I have a series, I think I mentioned it, where I do an intro, and it's got music and it's loud and it has a lot of bass and it's all epic and stuff like that, and that has been given a really, really positive response. People love that intro, so little things like that can go a long way too.
So you're saying that if I have if there's an intro at the beginning, that works well to grab someone's attention?
Not always. It depends on the intro. If you just got a template After Effects 3D thing of your name coming down with your YouTube channel and like a big whoosh sound, people are going to get really annoyed by the third time they watch that. But if you have, like a TV intro, something interesting with a little bit of Creative Commons music, some flyovers of your Minecraft world, something interesting to watch that's going to grab their attention, that kind of intro can go over well.
And another thing that at least with me personally grabbing the attention, like what I'll do is I have an intro where I say, hey guys, Antvenom here, and welcome back to another Minecraft video. And today I'm going to be showing you blah, 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 blah. So within the first 5 seconds, I'm already into what the video is going to be about.
And with intros, too, I'd recommend not making them really long, maybe 5 to 10 seconds, that's pretty much, and if you change your intro a lot too, like you said, don't always have, some catchy music and something that you change frequently so people are not always seeing the same thing over and over again.
Thank you very much for the feedback.
My name's Tony, and how long did you guys post videos before you decided to think about doing YouTube partnerships?
For me, initially, whenever I first started uploading videos, it was back before a lot of the times they only allowed 15-minute videos, and so at the time, being a partner was basically the only way to get longer videos. So at that time, I wanted to be a partner so that I was allowed to upload videos longer than 15 minutes. So for me, it was right away. I wanted to be a partner. Plus the whole, money's good. I like it.
So I sort of got into YouTube through Alicia. I had seen Anners and Machinima and those guys, and I decided to just start posting Minecraft videos, and it was very much just a hobby at the time, and then once I started gaining a bit of success and notoriety, I was like, hey, I would like to get paid for this, and that's when I got in contact with Machinima, maybe, I don't know, 2 months, 4 months after I started or so.
Me personally, I mean, as far as partnership goes, I've been doing this ever since February, and that was mainly because of Machinima. As far as YouTube, I've been posting ever since April of 2006, and I mean, I've been doing like a lot of random content really up until like 2008, posting gameplay videos and whatnot, and that's really when I started finding my foothold as to what I wanted to do and what my audience personally liked.
Thanks, guys.
Hey guys, this is Ron. I made YouTube videos for trailers for my custom adventure maps where you didn't see my face a lot, And then as I got more and more into it, I started coming out, showing my face. Do you guys on the panel think that your videos get more reception when you show yourself or when you're just showing Minecraft?
I think it's an obsession people have with wanting to see the person that's been talking to them for months or a year or whatever. I did notice whenever I did my first vlog that people, I mean, that's my most liked video. I don't know if it's, I think I'm just beautiful. But yeah, I think people really want to, you know, I don't think you're going to lose people by doing that. I think people really like it whenever you show yourself.
Yeah, well, I'll just go for sake of example here. My average the amount of likes I'll get on a video is anywhere between 400 and 700 within like the first day or so. I posted 2 Minecon vlogs yesterday, and they both got well over 1,000 likes.
Guude, I think it's because you look like Justin Bieber. I've noticed that my vlogs get a lot of attention, but they don't have the same replay value as some of my other series. So they'll get a lot of attention right away, and then they won't get very many views in the future. Which is really sad because I try to use those as like, you know, here's my schedule, and then people will not want to watch it. And then, you know, a week later I'll post another one and somebody will be like, oh my God, he showed his face. I'm like, yeah, I did it 3 times already. So yes, I think vlogs do garner a bit of attention, and people do have an obsession with seeing what somebody looks like. And if you make a big deal out of not showing your face, people will make a big deal about wanting you to show it. So it all depends on, you know, like if you were very modest and you don't want to show what you look like, then people are going to make a huge deal out of it, and then it's going to get really annoying for you. But if you just kind of treat it as like it's not a big deal, post a vlog every once in a while, those are going to get a bit of attention, and you know, it won't be as big of a deal for you in the future. So.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what happened to me, what he said there. I didn't really make a big deal out of it, but I was trying to, like, you know, keep it a mystery for a while, and then I posted the first vlog. So I mean, that one within the first week, like I averaged right around 30,000 views a video. That one got upwards of like 60,000 because everyone was like, "Oh my God, he finally did it."
All right, so this is our last question since we're running out of time. But if you have other questions, feel free to join the panel after the talk, and you can ask them directly.
Hello, I'm Campbell, and this is a question for Guude. I was wondering where B00 is, because this panel obviously needs more B00.
B00's in the audience. Say hi, B00.
Hi, B00.
Here. He's more famous than me. He looks like Justin Bieber.
I was also admiring your determination to get every last drop of water out of that pitcher of ice there.
We're in the desert. It's really hot outside, I think.
That's all for me.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you coming. Definitely for you guys who are here with your parents, definitely thank your parents for bringing you here, and moms and dads, thank you for, you know, taking interest in your kids' lives and making money on YouTube. So hope to see you guys around.